Episode 9 is set to deliver tons of twists and turns and surprises by writer and director JJ Abrams, who is concluding the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are very curious about when it comes to this movie is, of course, exactly what surprises are in store for this film. Now, we do know that he will be bringing in a lot of revelations for the characters of Rey, Kylo Ren, and Luke Skywalker, the top 3 characters that will be in Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Kylo Ren meeting Emperor Palpatine in a very unique way. Specifically, a description of Kylo Ren inside of his throne room, with 5 red troopers behind him. These red troopers wear similar masks to that of Kylo Ren. They seem to be Kylo's version of the Praetorian Guards. The next goes over a red-cloaked droid floating toward Kylo Ren that wears a helmet as well. The helmet projects the face of Emperor Palpatine, holding a hologram. This appears to be the same Palpatine droid seen in the Battlefront 2 video game. The Palpatine figure is showing Kylo Ren a hologram of a massive weapon stored on a desert world that may or may not be Jakku. These could be the world devastators from Legends. The last goes over Kylo Ren looking into the face of the Palpatine droid, as it describes that it's delivering dialogue to Kylo Ren about a set of certain plans for a new order after the Empire. The Palpatine figure's hand is now raised, showing Kylo a hologram of a tall structure on a desert planet as well, which could be the Jakku Observatory. So I really want to go over this because this is something rather intriguing. Now, these past couple of months or so, we've been hearing about Emperor Palpatine and his involvement in Episode 9, quite possibly in this movie by JJ Abrams. And, you know, we have been hearing about Palpatine overall in the sequel trilogy. Now, I think that there are plans in place here, because if you guys do listen to the Force Awakens Force-Back Vision sequence, you do hear Emperor Palpatine's voice, very, very slightly, where he says, "Any Jedi." You do hear that in the background. So, with that being said, we do know that JJ Abrams is trying to really shock a lot of fans, that this movie is going to have a lot of nostalgia, a lot of fan service, which honestly, I think is a great thing at this point in time. I think that coming out of The Last Jedi, it's something that the fans need and specifically want to see, is of course things that are just going to surprise us. But they have to have substance, right? They do have to have a lot of meaning to those different twists and turns and surprises to come. So Kylo Ren meeting Emperor Palpatine in this unique way, where Palpatine is in the form of a droid. Of course he's not alive, but this is of course a message, alright, the actual messengers that we saw in the Battlefront 2 video game. I don't know if you guys ever played the campaign, but if you did, you will realize that there were these droids that actually wore these helmets that actually projected the plans of Emperor Palpatine in case he ever died, about, you know, what's going to come after the Empire. I believe it was called, what was it called? The contingency plan or something around those lines. Very interesting stuff. I love the lore, and it seems like they're trying to dig deeper into the lore of Emperor Palpatine and what he actually had stored on Jakku. Again, Jakku is a very important place for Emperor Palpatine. He actually had a huge interest there. Now, this Palpatine figure that's actually projecting in front of Kylo Ren, holding up this hologram of these weapons, this big First Order weapon or Empire weapon, we're not quite sure what it is. Whatever weapon this is going to be in Episode 9, I believe it's going to be the World Devastators from the video games like Rogue Squadron or Rogue Leader. It was one of those two. Or even in the Dark Empire comics. We've been hearing about these large, square-like weapons with 4 engines underneath them firing on planets in this movie. To me, it sounds like the World Devastators. The other thing is this Palpatine figure projecting this tall structure once again on a desert world. I believe that this is going to be the Jakku Observatory, and the reason as to why I do believe that is because inside of there are a lot of Sith relics and artifacts that could honestly be of great, use for Kylo Ren. He could honestly, develop a lot of knowledge from, holocrons and whatnot, as we have heard before in the past, that Kylo Ren may even interact with a lot of Sith lore in this movie. He has new AT-ATs, new AT-STs, new types of stormtroopers, a new tier of guards that are actually helping him out now, that are red and actually have helmets just like Kylo Ren. Sounds like his version of the Praetorian Guards, if you had to ask me. Everything is sounding pretty, you know, medieval to me, right? Everything is sounding like that era of Game of Thrones. And we've seen, you know, Disney and Lucasfilm's interest in actors and actresses from Game of Thrones and inserting them into Star Wars, so you can really see the connections and the overall theme of what they're trying to do here with the sequel trilogy itself. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night.